Hey everybody, I'm Chef Tom with atbbq.com, and this is Nashville Hot Chicken. Hey, I want to start off today by thanking all of you that watch these videos and interact with us and comment and make suggestions. This video we're shooting today is one that's been requested time and time again. So today we're bringing you Nashville Hot Chicken. Now obviously, hot chicken, it's a regional specialty of Nashville. Essentially what you're looking at is a fried chicken with a super spicy paste on the outside. So just like every other place in Nashville that's making hot chicken, today I'm gonna put my spin on it and we're gonna see how hot we can get it. Well, I started off by breaking down a whole chicken into quarters and then removing the wings. And I'm gonna place these in our briner bucket to soak overnight in our buttermilk mixture. But for the buttermilk soak, we're gonna start with a quart of buttermilk. And I'm gonna add to that a half cup of Killer Hogs hot sauce and then a little bit of seasoning. Here we'll do a tablespoon of Killer Hogs, the AP rub. So salt, garlic, onion, pepper, all those good flavors. All right, so we'll just move this around, make sure that all of our chicken's gonna get coated. You can slide the plate into place, lock it in. And this is going to sit overnight or up to 24 hours. And here's 24 hours. There you have it. Let's get started on the dredge. So we've got 3 cups of flour down. I'm gonna add to that a quarter cup of habanero death dust, which is not mild, as you could probably imagine. And then just another tablespoon of smoked salt to that. Let's give that a mix. So now we've got heat from the soak on the inside of the meat. We've got heat from the dredge. And we'll finish with even more heat on the glaze. Before we get to that, we've got to get this all dredged up. So here's how it's gonna work. We're starting out in the buttermilk, just pulling it straight out of where it's been sitting for 24 hours. Gonna dip it into the dredge, get a nice coating on there, and then move it over to a cooling rack, which in this case, it's not really cooling anything, it's just making sure we have some air circulation around it. We'll let that dredge really sit on there and tack up while the oil heats up on the grill behind us. One more quick thing, and this is totally optional, but I'm gonna snag about a quarter cup of that buttermilk and just add it to the dredge. This is gonna give us even a little bit more texture on the outside of that chicken. And that's a little trick that my mom taught me. So we're just gonna nestle that in there, flip it over, make sure that we're getting all our surfaces covered, and then shake it off. Boom. We're gonna get in all those nooks and crannies. No missed opportunities for texture and flavor here. This thing's gonna be hot, but it's gonna taste good too. These are the bone-in breasts now. You guys can use your favorite pieces for this. I just find it's easiest to buy a whole chicken and break it down so you've got something for everybody. And as you look at this, see that shaggy stuff right there? That's the stuff that really creates that texture when it's fried up. And that's the reason getting some of that buttermilk in there is really nice. All right, so this is the end of it. We've got our buttermilk soaked chicken. It's been broken down from that buttermilk. It's got the flavor of the hot sauce, a little bit of seasoning. And we've got all of that flavor and texture and heat that's gonna be created out of the dredge as well. Like I said, I just want to let that soak up for a little bit, so let's go check out the grill. We'll be cooking our chicken on the side burner of the Napoleon P500 today. We've got a Lodge 12-inch cast iron skillet set up for pan frying, so that means that we're not doing a deep fry today, we're doing a shallower fry. The oil's only about 3/4 of an inch deep at this point. We want it to come up about halfway around the sides of the chicken as it cooks. The oil's preheated to 350 degrees right now, which I expect to drop down a bit as we get the meat in there. But we want to maintain a temperature somewhere around 325. So be careful not to overcrowd that. And we're gonna work in batches, just cooking a couple pieces at a time. So the side burner's got a lot of control as far as your heat level goes, and we can kind of adjust that to make sure that we stay in that 300 to 325 range. But should you get to a spot where you feel like it's getting too dark, but the internal's not done yet, what you can do is preheat the main cooking chamber. So I've got half the burners on now, just moving the inside and allow that internal temperature to finish rising all the way to that 165, 170 that we're looking for in these quarters. All right, so once we get browned on the other side, we're looking to flip. Look at that, beautiful golden brown. Be very careful on that hot oil. So as you can see, chicken's got a ways to go in those deepest parts. We're looking at about 100 degrees. In the meantime, we're gonna be putting together this cayenne glaze or sauce that goes on the outside of the chicken. And that starts off with a half cup of lard. And once we've got that lard melted down, I'm gonna add 3/4 cup of cayenne to it. Now this is where you can vary the heat level by adding more or less cayenne pepper. And then for me, for flavor's sake, there's just a couple more things I like to add to this. Got a few tablespoons of brown sugar and some granulated garlic. Now we'll just keep that warm over here on the indirect side. Let's take a peek at the color. Still a little bit light. Go just a little bit further as well. All right, well these are temping about 130 now, but the color's just about as far as I want to take them in the oil. So we're going to transfer these over to the main cooking chamber now, just to get them out of the way. I'm going to throw the next round in the oil, but it doesn't really matter which pieces you're cooking. You're looking for the same stuff. You're looking for the right color on the outside before you flip. You're looking for the right color again before you move it to the main cooking chamber. And then as far as white versus dark meat, I like to go 160 in the white meat, 170 in the dark meat. And you've seen how this likes to foam up when you first get that chicken in there. So if you're gonna put a big piece like a breast in, maybe pair it with a wing. That way this doesn't run any risk of overflowing. All right, getting down there in the deepest part, we're at a perfect 170 on these thighs and legs. We'll go ahead and pull these off the grill. Got the cayenne, the paste ready to go on the chicken now that it's off the grill. Then we're gonna add one finishing touch here. Our sauce would be plenty hot without this, but I'm gonna punish myself a little bit for you guys today. And we're gonna add just a touch of death nectar. I'm not even kidding, like I'm not gonna try and dump this in here. This stuff is so hot, a couple drops will do. So we're just gonna paint the town burning red here. Nice healthy coat. Now, these are traditionally served with dill pickles, and I'm happy to add some of those as well. I'm gonna grab a little bit of white bread here, and I'm gonna dig right into this thigh. Oh, look at that. Just super juicy meat. That marinade obviously did it really well as the perfect cook right there on the thigh. Wow. It's starting to hurt. But before it does, it tastes really great. Seriously, you get a little bit of sweetness out of the brown sugar and the garlic. It hurts. The crunch is fantastic. You actually get down to that buttermilk. The flavor is incredible. It's so tender, it's just velvety. My tongue is on fire. I'm gonna be paying for this for a while. But it's delicious. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to check out atbbq.com for all the products featured in today's video. Oh my gosh. I'm also supposed to say, make sure you subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, or there's anything you'd like to see me cook, let me know in the comment section down below. And let's be good to one another. Grab a jug of milk. For more recipes, tips, and techniques, head over to thesauce.atbbq.com. All things barbecue, where barbecue legends get lit up.